What's up, guys? Me, Mason RADH Games here, and I'm gonna tell you a tale of Jake's stupidity and a lot of walking. Excuse me. And I don't know. It's gonna be one of the first WTBB story adventure times. I don't know, but whatever the gameplay is behind this video is something that I made, and it's probably not anything special. So, to get on with the story, it was God, how long ago was this? Probably a week or two ago. It was a hot September evening, I'm gonna go with, and me and Jake and our friend Hayden were hanging out, and I was like, or we were like, what happened? I think we woke up in the morning. I think it was like 10 or something. Like, we woke up earlier, and we hung out for like an hour or so, and you know what? We decided we were hungry. We were hungry for food, just like most teenage boys, most like people, just like most people, and I apologize. It's 10:30 at night, and I want to go to bed. I'm going to tell the story, then I'm going to go to sleep, because I have school in the morning, and tomorrow I'm going to be filming the first 1v1 playoffs. Yeah, words, things, and stuff. I just got completely off track. So, we were hungry, and I wanted pizza, basically. We never not want pizza. We never don't want pizza, and I offered to pay for this time, since Little Caesars is handy and dandy and everything, and Little Caesars is far enough away in which you have to drive to get there. You can't walk, but it's not that long of a drive. It's probably like a 5-minute drive. But something I had realized is that Jake had gone on vacation to some place in the UK, I think. I can't remember right now. And I had lost my key, and it turns out I had left my key to my house there. And since he was gone for so long, I didn't realize I left my key at his house, and we had another one made. Me and my mom had another one made, so I had brought that key with me to Jake's house, and I realized that my old key was also there. So, we got in Jake's car. I brought one of my keys, one of my house keys. We got in Jake's car. We went to my house. I got the money, but it was hot. It was 100-something degrees out, and Jake came in, Hayden came in, because I didn't know how long I was going to be. It was only going to be a few seconds, but they came in anyway. And we were hot, and Jake asked for some water, and I was like, okay, Jake, you can have some water. So he puts down his keys, he opens the fridge, he gets the water, yada yada yada, and all is hunky-dory. We're fine, and we walk all the way back out to the parking lot, in which Jake parked his car, and just because I knew I wasn't coming back to my house later, I locked the door to my house, and I was like, you know what, I have another key at Jake's, and we shouldn't be coming back here anyway. I'll just leave my keys here. So I had no way of getting back in. And we get back to Jake's car, and Jake's like, oh hey, I forgot my car keys in your house. Yes, Jake did that. And to our dismay, there's no way of us getting back into my house, because I had left my keys inside also, and I locked the door. So there's two things we could have banked on getting back in immediately, instead of having to walk all the way to Jake's house, which is probably about a half-hour to an hour walk to my house, not even counting for the 1-hour drive. Or not the 1 hour, the 100-degree weather that was. Either A, my back door could have been unlocked, because sometimes I unlock it, but usually it's locked, and I remember thinking maybe I should just unlock the doors in case my mom needs to get in or something. I don't know what I was thinking. And we tried that. My back door was locked. And then we had to bank on, maybe since I live in a apartment complex, that maybe, just maybe, maintenance is working today, and they had an extra key. They always have extra keys. I've asked several times for keys to get into my house, because my mom was at home and I didn't have a key or something. And they have an extra key, basically, and we can just go in and ask them. The only problem with that is that on the day in which this occurred, it was Sunday. The one day out of the week that they're not there. So, the only option we had left was to walk all the way back to Jake's house, which is about a 1-hour walk, and a lot of hills, too. This is the unpleasant part. Oh, and one more thing to add. We had left our phones in Jake's car, in which Jake also locked his car. Because we thought we'd be right back out, and my phone fell out of my pocket, and I was like, there's no point in getting it now. So, we couldn't call for help. None of us had phones either. I kid you not, this is the plot of a Drake and Josh episode. This is so insane how everything just fell into place, and how it was just like awful how it happened. So we would continue walking to Jake's house. I had money for the pizza, but Little Caesars is a little far out of the way, so we just stopped by Common Sense and we all got slushies. And I think that was a good investment and kept us a little bit more hydrated. We walked. There's nothing too interesting about the walk except we started the name game, which is kind of sounds what it's like. I'll explain that later, but it was fun. We named animals. We see who can name animals longest. I think I got second place. I think Hayden beat me, but it was really hot, and eventually we kind of just like we just stopped for probably about good 10 minutes, sat on the side of the road and tried to hitchhike, but every time a car passed we thought it'd be too sketchy to actually hold up our thumbs, and we didn't want to take the chance, so we just kept going to Jake's house, and finally we got to Jake's house. The only problem is we had to walk all the way back just to get to Jake's car, and we were determined. We were hungry, we were tired, we were hot, but we wanted food. And basically, there was one upside though. A majority of the hills that go to Jake's house are downwards going from Jake's house. So we had to walk up the hills to get to Jake's house, but you get to primarily go down. And Jake just happens to have a whole bunch of scooters. Awesome, right? We're gonna be riding scooters all the way back to my house. And you know, that didn't seem as bad as of a deal. The wind would kind of go and maybe cool us down, and it'd go a little bit faster. I wish that's how it worked. So after a few minutes, I grabbed my key from Jake's house, my other key, and we headed off after a few minutes, got something to drink, yada yada, and I don't think there's any part of the story I'm forgetting. If there is, I'll tell it at the end, but I think I'm getting the main part of the story. And we grabbed our scooters, and we continued to my house. And there's a few like minor hills at first, but then there's the one big hill that connects to the main road, and it's not really a huge like slope hill. It's obviously slanted, but it's not. It's a really long hill. That's the deal. It's a really long slanted hill, but it's not that steep. So basically, you get a lot of speed on that. And in my defense, I'm pretty sure I had the bad scooter with the older scooter maybe, and Hayden and Jake were quite far above me. They were still within yelling sight, I guess. I can't even think of the term right now. And but they were ahead of me, definitely. And I was behind. We were going pretty fast, and my scooter decided, hey, I don't want to work anymore, and I wiped out. I wiped out. I wrecked on a scooter, and I hit the ground once, rolled over, and then I slid for a few feet. So I was going pretty fast, and I still have the scars on my whole left side. It's on my left side. It's on my knee, my waist, and my arm, I think. Yeah, on my arm, and I still have the scabs. They're almost gone, though. But, nonetheless, that hurt a lot. And, but, you know, the hunger of a teenage guy is too strong for anything to stop him. So even though that hurt a lot, it wasn't that bad. And we got up, we kept going, and we finally made it back to my house. Oh, but we're drenched in sweat at this point. It was awful. And Jake's car was really hot. But nonetheless, we went to Little Caesars, and we finally got our food. A trip that should have taken at most half an hour turned into about 2.5 hours. Oh. And, you know, that's the story of me, Jake, and Hayden powering our way to Little Caesars, and that's how much we were hungry. That's how we were hungry the whole time. That also didn't help. But you can't beat a teenage boy's hunger. And we made it through. And even though that it was an interesting story, I still hate Jake for making us endure it. But, you know, sucks to suck. It happened, and it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. Plenty of things could have gone wrong. A car could have ran into the side of us. I don't know. Something worse could have happened in some way, shape, or form. Little Caesars could have been closed. We could have found a car to hitchhike on, and it turns out they were rapists, and we would have been dead. It's a very, very worse situation. But, nonetheless, it happened how it did, and it could have worked out a lot better also. It was the plot of a Drake and Josh episode. That's what we used to describe it then. And I think I hit all the topics and points of what happened there, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And like, comment, subscribe, do all that and I will see you guys next time. Maybe.